Well, Pascal, you've been pretty crook in the last couple of days. Was it how bad that game was on Saturday?
I've been knocked about a bit, mate, and there wasn't a lot of excitement there for quite a while, but, what do we expect? We let Paul Roos coach the side, that's what we get.
Terrible. So let's get straight into it. Scores.
Scores: Hawthorn 17-13, 1-15, defeating Melbourne 9-11, 65.
And nearest to the pin, young Aidan Howes. One off.
One off. Chip off the old block ground.
Not me. Wetters is the one who claims he's nearest to the pin. Oh, I don't think he's any relation to Wetters. Goal kickers, Bards.
Roughhead 5, Bruce 3, Smith 2, Hill 2. Singles to Lewis, Shields, Puopolo, Hale and Schoenmakers.
And just when he becomes the leading contestant for the Coleman medal, he goes and gets reported.
He does, mate, indeed. And I've got a little bit more on that in my blast, so we'll hear about that. But yeah, not a great day for Ruffy, but a very good day overall.
Now, I've done it again, Bards. I've picked a player for the cover of last week's video. And what a mark by Paul Puopolo.
And he's been able to include that into his game. He's still got to work on his actual ruck work. He's one.
The little man up over the top. He's done it before. And he's done it again in spectacular style. Up into the twilight here at the MCG. Paul Puopolo, take a bow.
He was on fire. The game could not have been any more dull at the point where he took that mark. We're also going, we need to kick a couple more goals. This is a bit embarrassing, but there's no life in this game whatsoever. And then, lo and behold, Sammy lays one back with the left foot, nice and high, and you could just see where he was sitting, couldn't you? He was always going to come over the top. The old hands on the shoulder, Warwick Kappa style, threw himself up there, and then lovely clean hands clunk, and the crowd went up with him.
Mrs. Howe said, wasn't that push in the back? I said, come on. He had his eyes on the ball all the way.
That's it, but I think technically it probably was a free kick, but I think on the coverage I was watching the replay and a couple of the commentators said that, and Andy Maguire said, hang on, you reckon Ablett's his mark of the century, you've got to pay that.
It's a great mark. That's 2 for the year.
That's it, and just the way he clunked it, clean the hands, that's the best part about it. It's all well and good to jump up and take chest marks, but when you get it at full stretch like that, even though full stretch, the little poppy's not too long, very good indeed. And then he goes back and slots a goal, even better.
But this is the problem with all our 6'1", 6'2" athletes, that they're not trained to do that. You need 5-foot-something blokes still to play the game to take speckies.
That's it, mate. But to give you an idea of how important Jeremy Howe must be for Melbourne fans, because that's about the only highlight they get out of the year when he does that. So no wonder he does one every second week.
Yeah, well, it used to be Russell Robinson for them, wasn't it?
It was. They've got to have someone doing something interesting.
So did you slip Poppy into the votes?
Missed out this week. He played an alright game, but a lot of people played games. And I think the interesting thing about this week's vote screen, after we'll do it now for the viewers. Put up last week's votes on the screen, can you? Alright, now I'm going to give you this week's votes. Right, I've given 5 to Jordan Lewis, 4 to Roughhead, 3 to Shields, 2 to Birchall, and 1 to young Will Langford.
1 to Will Langford?
He was good again, mate. He's very good. He's just got to learn not to butcher the ball as much. 63%'s not going well enough. Especially when he goes in the forward line, but his clearances are good, and I love that long locks flowing as he dashes from another pack. But Louis, you've got those 2 votes on the screen side by side, as I know you can do in the magic of your editing suite. Have a look at that, same 5 players. Unbelievable.
It's rigged.
Not rigged. Just the way it was.
What outcome are you trying to get here, Bards?
I just try to do my best Andrew Gaze impersonation. I don't know if you've been watching The Bounce, but every week he's coming up with some obscure fact on numbers. You know, something like 2 number 33 standing next to each other. So here we go. Votes. Different game, same 5 blokes. They're important to our side. It will change next week, I can guarantee it.
It's It's a good thing that I'm a good editor, isn't it? But although we'll have to refer to Kelly to see whether she thinks I'm a good editor or not.
We'll see what she thinks, mate.
So, highlights, Poppy, was that it?
The highlight? I like David Hale's goal. Just started to bounce it over a couple of defenders.
That was probably David Hale's only highlight, though.
He was surprisingly up there in their champion ratings, I think, because he had a few clearances with a few hit-outs, but struggled overall, as did a few blokes, but I think they just struggled to get into the game because Melbourne were offering nothing.
He probably stays in the side this week, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think maybe against Sandlands they might roll with him again. It'll be interesting to see how we set up. You know, does Lake come straight back in? If so, do we try something different with Shoemakers and Spanger forward? Not last time, we played these guys earlier this year, but when we played them last year in the grand final, we had a forward line that contained Franklin, Roughhead, Gunston and Rioli. So, fair chance Freo won't have a clue what we're doing this time.
There's a fair chance Clarko doesn't have a clue what we're doing yet either.
That's it. The only benefit is last time Bruce couldn't kick straight and now he can't miss.
Well, let's hope that's still the case. And I'm going to put him up as our cover and try and get him up for 7-8 goals.
Judging by how good he is one-on-one at the moment, it's almost a case of clear it out. Just let him have a go, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't think we can just rely on that, though.
No, but I'd like to see it a couple of times. And he wouldn't even kick it to him to mark, just slightly in front of him on the bounce so he can fend off. Just push someone out the way, spin around, kick another goal.
I've got another theory. How about we just bomb it long and Poppy will take speckies?
Yeah, we'll get David Hale to row the pack and dribble a goal.
Mayhem at Patterson Stadium, and that's on the ground, just to mention what Jason Jaworski's going to do off the ground.
Oh, I hate to think he's already stirring the pot up on Facebook. I don't know if he's sure of who we're rolling into this game within our team, but he's not shy of having a crack, Jason. He's trying to stir him up. But, look, I might have a look to see what sort of odds we get first goal. Spanger, we'll throw him forward. Lake goes back, Spanger goes up the ground. Could be a secret weapon. Well,
he's just re-signed for 2 years, so there's a good chance he'll get dropped.
The thing with Spanger, you just want him on your list, because if he's on your list, you're probably going to win a grand final. He's played for 3 clubs, and in all 3 clubs he's played for, they've won a premiership. Why he's been on their list?
That is very true, Bards. Very true indeed.
He does already have one with us, but we'll keep it going. He should be able to get another one.
So we're going to do what Brisbane couldn't. That's win 4 in a row. Is that what you're saying?
Well, as long as he's there, we'll just keep winning. We only lost 1 game with Spanger in the side. You realise this? Ever.
Well, why don't you give me more votes, Bards?
Well, he just gets the job done. He's not spectacular.
Now, I've got to say, Will Langford playing superbly. He's going too fast, though, for everyone when he gets that ball now. What about that break out of the centre, and he's gone forward, and he's realised, shit, there's no one there.
He's had enough trouble finding a target as it is. He doesn't need to be no one there. So, look, young Will's starting to show a bit, which I like very much. He's sort of been freed up. He doesn't seem to be doing that tagging role, and it's all good for him. Still, whether he's ahead of Sewell once Sewell's fit come to that last spot, maybe not, but he's definitely going to be one of the future. And speaking of blokes playing good footy, how good is Jordan Lewis going at the moment?
Superb, isn't he?
By far the best. He'd have to be. He's probably leading the Bards. He'd definitely be leading the club best and fairest, and on track to win one of those, which he'll be richly deserved. He's really stepped it up a notch. The inconsistency's gone. He's playing good footy.
Well, Bards, based on those votes today, he's definitely leading the Bards vote, and I'll put those votes up after I put up the recording.
Beautiful.
Now, we better get into a blast.
Yes, mate, I do have a blast, and I'm going to give you a few little quotes here. Through adversity comes strength. Replace a soldier with another soldier. When the going gets tough, the tough get going. I get knocked down and I get up again. Yep, great. We've been throwing these things around all year. Rioli, Gibson, Hale, McAvoy, Mitchell, Hodge, Gunston, Anderson, Clarkson, Sewell, Spanger, Hill, Lake, Stratton, Shields. Have I missed anyone? They're blokes that I know for a fact have missed games this year through injury. Now, unlucky injuries, they all come together, fair enough. To our credit, every time it's happened, we keep coming back, and other than a couple of bad games, we've got through it. We're still winning, on top of the ladder, going for a grand final. Now, it gets worse though. We get this situation with Roughhead this week. He does a silly thing, gets reported for an action that would only be a reprimand. But it's coupled with 65 carryover points, and so it's a week. He got those carryover points for an incident against Sydney earlier in the year. Another incident that would have just been a reprimand, but it was coupled with 95 carryover points from an incident against Geelong in the prelim the year before. So he gets a week. That incident was a reprimand. So he's done 3 things that all individually are a reprimand, and because of this silly chain of events, silly carryover points, he's missed 2 weeks for it. Now, you can't get much more unlucky than that. So the blast isn't for Jared Rufford, it isn't for injuries, it's for the football gods. Because they are getting us every week this year, and it's time that they shut up. Everyone's laughed at us all year. We've had enough. I don't want any favours, I just don't want any more bad luck. So give us a clear shot from here, and we'll salute again. But no more football gods being down on us. I want a free run. Come on, see what we can do.
Excellent, Bards. You've put in some hard work on that. I know that you've done that ahead of the dream team that I'm waiting for. The state-based 3x3x3x3x3x3 by something or other and something or other.
That was on the cards for yesterday, but I was driving a porcelain bus yesterday.
But the blast has made up for it. And I think I whacked the hell out of Wetters last week, so there's no whack.
No, we've got to be nice to Wetters. He's almost back in the country.
There's no tonk of the week, because I think the commentary was okay. When Anthony Hudson and co were commentating, it's all right. And when poor buggers had to go and commentate their game, you can't get stuck into them for trying to liven it up.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough.
Well, let's move on into the game, and as we say, it's in Jawolski's home territory of Western Australia. It's another bizarre time as far as we're concerned. Sunday, 17th of August, Freo Patterson Stadium, 2:40pm, aired here in Melbourne at 4:40.
Yeah, it would be a twilight game over here, but obviously not over there. It's a traditional 2:40 kickoff, which if you're going to play a game at 4:40 Melbourne time, you may as well be playing it in Perth at a time where it's decent for people to go and watch it. Yeah, so this is our 8-day break, which we should enjoy, because after this we'll have another 6 and another 6 and another 6. So yeah, big match, important to where we finish the season, and unfortunately we're going in with half a forward line missing.
Well, there's plenty to pull from Box Hill, isn't there? You know, Jordan Kelly might get a game.
Yeah, unfortunately Jordan plays at the wrong end of the ground.
Well, Brian Lake can go up forward. He's renowned for getting goals when you least expect.
Lakey might slide forward. Banger might slide forward. Shuey will probably play forward.
Gibbo might even get a goal.
Yeah, I thought he was on again on the weekend and he missed or failed to trouble the scorer again. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how we line this one up, mate. But the good thing is we're playing Freo, so 12 goals should be enough. So we just got to find a way of kicking 12.
Well, that's all right. McFarlane's not playing.
That's it. We'll put Bruce down for 3. A few blokes missed. We'll give Bruce 4, so we need another 8 goals, and that should cover Freo's output for the day. So look, our backline's there, fully intact. Our midfield's pretty much spot on. We can still beat these blokes. It's going to be a good effort. We've got to find another source of goals, but the best thing we've done all year is diversify our goal kicking. We had 9 again last week. We've had 10 many weeks, so there's plenty of blokes to contribute. We just need them to do it on the night, or the day, or the afternoon, as it may be.
Well, you've got a couple of blokes that are fighting for retention in the side, and that's Spanger and Shoemaker. So, yeah, they'll be trying to kick 5 each.
Yeah, I imagine some combination of those two will have to be forward at some stage, assuming that they do bring Lake straight back in. The other option will be to play Hale as a permanent forward and bring Segler back in, which will probably help with the Sandilands situation. So, look, I won't even pretend to know how Clarko's going to pick this side. He's got loads of options. Tim O'Brien had a good game at Box Hill. Probably not the body you want for a big game, but structurally, you know, he leads and presents, so they might just go with that and get blokes at his feet. So it'll be very interesting to see the way Clarko lines them up, but yeah, we'll see what we get out of it.
All right, well, nearest to the pin then, Bards.
Well, I don't think we'll win this by a lot, so I'm going to go with 14 points.
All right, well, I'm going to go 7.
Beautiful.
And don't have a go at me about Mr. Pessimistic.
No, this week's all right.
I was overly optimistic last week by about 17 points.
Yeah, last week you were, but every other week you're always worried.
All right, well, on that note, I'm going to go put my great editing skills together, which everyone's seen earlier, and we'll look forward to Sunday's game. So go Hawks.
Hawks.